Hello, hello. Welcome to another Cosmic Conversations on a Thursday nights in the state, Friday midday down under for the Galactic Alliance, broadcasting on the Conscious Awakening Network. So great to see you all. I hope you all have joined the Conscious Awakening Network, popped your email there, or you can pop your email on the Galactic Alliance, thegalacticalliance.org for email notifications for Cosmic Conversations. They showcase New World teachers and experiences from all over the world. And tonight we are in Mexico, and we're going to look at some light codes and light language with the gorgeous Mariana de la Vega. Let me bring you up. Welcome, Mariana.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It is an honor to me to be here with you, and I am very happy. Thank you for this great opportunity to share my work and share everything I love to do. and what I love to do it. I think I'm very blessed because I do what I like and I like what I do. So it is the best thing to do, to work. And to me is not a work, it's a pleasure to do what I do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way to live your life. How else would you live your life?
Yes.
Do what you love. That's the
Yes.
guidance. Follow your bliss. Joseph Campbell.
Yes.
Bashar, what is it?
Definitely.
Follow your highest excitement, your emotional guidance system. When you feel good, you're connected into your source or your soul's plan. So it's all there, that guidance. Follow your bliss. Let me tell you a little bit about Mariana and what she's been up to. So for 21 years, you worked as a photographic producer, right?
You're right.
Whereabouts were
Yes.
you working? Were you what photographs were you producing? Magazines or for media?
Media and all for television and
Oh,
publicity and all that. I started to be I studied photography, and afterwards I studied to be a chef because I loved everything that had to do with food and everything. And in the beginning I started doing like photography for food, and doing food styling and all that. And suddenly publicity grabbed me and I started working in Young and Rubicam, a publicity company. And since then I did production.
beautiful.
So yeah.
Beautiful. I forgot to tell people who I am in the introduction. People online know who I am, but maybe there's a few people tuning into this show. My name is Karen Swain, and I'm standing in for Sheila Seppi, who normally hosts Cosmic Conversations at this time slot. And she'll be back next week because she had something else on tonight. But in 2016, you decided to go on a journey following a call of service to humanity. And Mariana studied many healing modalities, doing workshops, and she found she was very intuitive. So she jumped into the void of not knowing what's going to come next. And everything changed in 2018 after a trip to Egypt where she was activated. And after her return, everything unfolded as she started seeing light codes. It took about 2 years, right, Mariana, for you to understand what they were. And then you started using them in your healing and healing therapies and making personal light codes for clients, then using them in big format paintings. Today, Mariana channels light codes, which infuse and activate her paintings. And she says that she's happy for taking the jump into the void. So you haven't got a website at the moment, but you are on Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yes, sure.
And
I have excuse me.
Yeah, go on. What's your name on Instagram?
Instagram is Lightcodes and Healing. And also I have another Instagram account, is Códigos de Luz y Sanación. Just the same, we can write it down later, but it's the same as in Facebook.
Beautiful.
Códigos de Luz y Sanación. It's in Spanish, Lightcodes and Healing.
Well, let's hear about what happened to you in Egypt. Where were you when you were activated?
Well, I suddenly I got this call, in dreams, and I don't usually dream very much or remember my dreams. But whenever I have lucid dreams, it's like, oh my God, I have to pay attention because they are very, very important. So I receive like a lot of messages from my dreams when I have them. So I started to get this call that I needed to go to Egypt and I needed to go. So it was going to be my 20th anniversary. And I said to my husband, I think we need to go to Egypt. So we took the journey and everything unfolded amazingly. It was like we got great. A person was taking a group, like a spiritual group, so we took the journey. We went to Egypt, and the first day that I arrived in Egypt, I was we stayed at the hotel that is right beside Giza, the pyramids, and I had a very lucid dream. And the dream was a goddess that was, her name was Nefertari, and she was the wife of Ramses II. And while I was dreaming, I was like, okay, I have to remember, this lady is Nefertari. And in my dream, it was, no, not Nefertari, no Nefertiti, is Nefertari. And I was like, I went back to sleep, and again, oh, I have to remember the name. I have to remember the name. I knew it was a very lucid dream because I was getting some messages, and the message was, I'm going to guide you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to guide you. So I didn't know who was Nefertari at all. So that the it was a crazy night, so suddenly I went to the bathroom and I said, I'm going to look who is, just Google it. Who is she? Because I need to remember. So I wrote down the name and everything, and it says Nefertari was the second wife of Ramses II, and she was very important in the Egyptian culture because she was the one that got together like all the higher Egypt and the lower Egypt, and it was like a very important person, because she used to gather like all all Egypt, and make peace and all this. So I was like, oh wow, how important is this dream? I'm going to write it down. So afterwards, we went to a lot of temples, and when I arrived to the pyramids, that it was the last day because we started in El Cairo, and we traveled like in a cruise all along the Nile River, and we went to a lot of temples. One of those was in I forgot the name, but it was the temple of Ramses II and Nefertari. So I mean, yeah, Nefertari and Nefertiti, and suddenly I arrived there, and we were at the cruise, and I started, like receiving a lot of information and writing it, and I closed my eyes and I just started watching, seeing in my mind, like a lot of sacred geometry, a lot of weird symbols, but I was like, oh my God, how amazing are these symbols? I know they have information, but at that time I didn't know what it was going on. So I like to draw, like most of the times when I meditate, if I see something that I need to remember, I just draw it. It's like my way, instead of writing, or sometimes I record it. But it was like very clear. So I closed my eyes, and my hands just started, like making these signs and these movements, and I didn't care if they were the same that I was seeing inside my head, but I just I just trust. And I say, okay, I'm going to write down like all these symbols. And that's how it started. But then when I arrived in Mexico, I know it was a very, very amazing trip. I came very different. I was like another person. When I arrived, I have to tell you this. When I arrived to the pyramids, we went one day, like it was the last day before going back to Mexico. And when I arrived there, I just like did something happen over there. And I just heard in my mind, thank you for coming back. We were waiting for you. So to me, it was like I started dripping. I started crying and crying and crying. I cried for about an hour because I was like, ah, this is home. You know, I knew I was from here. I knew I've been here. I knew that I had been here for a special reason, and I knew that I had to come back. It was like I felt so proud of me for listening to myself and say, okay, you needed to do this. See, this is your prize. This is your gift today. So when I came back to Mexico, I was meditating, and I was so deep in this meditation, and I started drawing, and suddenly it is kind of like crazy. Like if you share this with someone that doesn't that isn't aware of the light codes, they might say, oh, she's going crazy, you know. And for some time I felt that I was going crazy. But someday my husband, I just cried one day, and I say, I don't know why is it happening this to me, but it is very impressive that my hand moves, and it's not me moving, you know. I know I'm channeling. I am receiving this information, and it must have to be a reason. But anyway, between I understood that, and I understood that it was a gift that my husband told me, well, you know something, you're not going crazy. That it's like you have something to share with humanity, you know. So um I started like embodying all this information, and I say, okay, like if I'm receiving this gift, please tell me what should I do with it, and what should I do, what do I have to, how can I share it, what is it for, explain to me more things, because I sometimes in it is very a very lonely path to walk. And suddenly you start meeting people that understand this, or they at least they have some answers. So I started looking for answers. I started, you know, just knowing that I understood that they were light codes. And I say, okay, I'm going to in a meditation, I got this information that, okay, this is for you to share, and you're receiving these light codes. And it is, they started telling me what it was, you know, like what they were for, what were the codes. They told me that there was a language, and it was called light language, and um, that the codes that I have worked before, that I didn't know this after a long time after, I used to work with the sun. So for many years, I started doing grid work, and going to a lot of places in the planet. Like whenever I traveled, I didn't know why, but I took my crystals, I put it in the, you know, in the floor, and whatever I got, like in my meditation, it was like download the light. You know, you have to bring in the light to the planet so you can activate and you can raise vibration. So I started working with the lights, with the sunlight, and they explained to me that the sunlight they told me, take pictures. Every time you work, take pictures. And in my pictures, I could see the rays, I could see a rainbow, I could see, and they told me, these are light codes, so what you're bringing in is light codes. So what you're doing now, it was like an upgrade. And they tell me, now you can draw them. So I started drawing them, so I made this geometry. I could see it like inside my head, like with my intuitive, and I was always very intuitive. um, um, and so I started drawing all this, what I see, and suddenly they told me, you have to do this as a therapy, because I studied a lot of modalities, and I used to do, a healing sessions, and aligning, chakra alignment, and many healing modalities before, because I had been studying since 2009, 2008, more or less. I started like this conscious path. So working with energy, learning healing techniques, another like past regression therapy, and a lot of things that were opening my conscious and connecting me to what I know now. So I started doing all this, and then they told me, you have to do personal light codes, and they explained to me, my guides explained to me that these sessions, these healing sessions, because they uh, were going to help the person, and that they didn't need to know like the meaning of the code, or the writing. They just gave me like 3-5 words, more or less, that what the light code work on that person. And they explained to me what was the light codes for that person, or what do they mean, but with these little phrases only. So they said, there is no traduction, you cannot translate, because there are concepts, like big and deep concepts, because they have a vibration. So these little letters, like signs, it is not a letter, it is not word by word as we do it in our language, but there are concepts. It's like a full library, a big library of knowledge and vibration and consciousness. So that is more or less the story of how I started doing. Okay. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, that's beautiful. We'd love to see the light codes that you're doing. That would be lovely.
Okay, I'm going to share it. Hold on. It will start now. And you tell me when. Okay. Activado. Okay, can you see it?
Not yet. Not quite yet. There we go.
There?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right now I'm showing my painting. I started painting in 2016, and in 2015, I guess, I started painting like a lot of symbols. I love sacred geometry. I love like a lot of spiritual themes, and when I got all this information and this activation on light codes, what I started is I started doing all my painting, but big format. No, not just the small light codes that I used to do for my therapies. So I started like in big canvas, and people I don't know, they said it is great to have like all this information. I want I want this painting in my house, no? And because of the light codes, they could feel like all the light codes. It was like coming out from the artwork, no? So more or less, I'm going to share the process that I follow when a person asks me for an artwork. No, so the first thing we're watching right now is Marilyn's Harper, Adironda's Heart, and she asked me for this artwork. And the first thing when I got an artwork commission is I speak to the person and see more or less what does that person wants, or if she's thinking on something. And they can tell me, but most of the times I listen to them. But when I'm listening to them, it's like I get the image and I know most of the times what I'm going to paint. So I started, placing all these colors and select the palette and the color palette. And I think like from there we start like constructing all or building all the energy for that artwork. Um, right now in the pictures, you can see that I activate every piece of art with Andara crystals that are very powerful. I bring in the light and I bring in the codes, because remember that with the sun we have a lot of coding. And we activate and we infuse the piece of art with these light codes and with the sun and with the crystals. So as we start, as I start putting like all these colors together and I see the image in my head, and I afterwards, after I finish it, I start I meditate and I start receiving like all the light codes. I usually do it in my garden because I feel like more connected to the earth, and I just start receiving. So sometimes I got this information with my hands. I do movements, light language with my hands. I do light language spoken, sometimes in chants or in toning, because also the sound and the frequency of the sound is very important. And sometimes I just bring in like all the information I get in my head, and I download it and I place it in the I place it in the art, okay, in the art piece. And for me, it's very important because I think that everything starts with a white canvas, and then I start placing like all the colors, and I work with textures, I work with transparencies, I work with most of the times I work with acrylic paintings, and sometimes I do textures. It all depends on how I get the information. I use like many different techniques, and it's very satisfying when I see this artwork finish, because it has a beautiful vibration. And at the beginning, I didn't know that it was so powerful, but as like all my clients asked for, for an art piece, is very nice to understand what are they getting from the art piece. Like I have clients, they're executives, or they put it in an office or in a meeting room, or it activates like all everything that needs to be activated in a space, in a place, or in the person. And um, even though I get some information on how do I have to infuse the artwork, to me is very important, to share
Mariana,
like from the heart.
to share from the heart. Mariana, do
Yeah,
you want to explain what we're seeing for the people on Awake and Ascending on Clubhouse,
sure.
because they can't see the codes? So maybe you could
Okay,
stop the video at one of the codes and just explain what it looks like and what the meaning is.
sure, of course. Hold
This
on,
one,
I'm
this
going
one's
to.
beautiful.
Okay, this one is a code I got in oops, this is a flower of life. Oops, sorry. I started again. Okay. um I the light codes, or the light codes, the written light codes, are very are symbols. If you see them, they look like like letters, but there are different kind of letters. I've received some information that some of them are Aramaic, some of them are from other cosmic races. So I know that a lot of the signs that I channel, they are from Lemuria, from Sirius, from Arcturus, and different races or different cosmic families, that I get the information and I draw them, or I write them. Okay. What I know now is that the light codes, they have like every single symbol, it has like a very, very strong vibration. Okay. So what I have learned during these few years since 2018 is that all these codes, or the whole coding, is they can activate, they can balance, they can align, and they can initiate, they can cleanse, so it all depends on what the person needs in that moment. I want to explain, if it's okay with you, Karen, what are the light codes.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Yeah.
So
Okay.
at the moment,
Well,
we're looking at a big, beautiful purple heart, which
yes.
has a star, a white star around it. And how many points to that star? One.
This is do you know Marilyn Harper?
Marilyn
Adironda.
Harper, yeah. Is that
Yeah, she
13,
channels.
14 points to that star? She
Yeah,
channeled this.
no, it is, yeah, it's 17
17
points.
points.
And it is said,
and in the
sorry.
inside the points, because they're split, you've written light language, like inside the heart.
Yes.
There's around the periphery of the heart is written
Mhm.
light language. And you've used a lot of magenta and purple hues to this painting. Yeah. Did you paint this? Like Marilyn channeled it and you painted it, right? You painted
Marilyn, this is Marilyn. Well, Adironda's heart. It is called Adironda's heart because Marilyn channeled that image, because Adironda told her that every point, there are 17 points, and every point has the meaning of all the 17 dimensions that she is from, you know so I when she asked me for this artwork, I say okay, and I suddenly saw her heart, the Adironda's heart, and I saw, this beautiful cosmic background. So
Mhm.
the heart is sitting in this beautiful magenta, dark blue, dark purple, and it looks like a universe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Does.
you think so?
Yeah, it does.
I love it. And it has like a, it has like a, the heart has a lot of texture, and this texture has codes in it. So this is what we are watching right now. And it was very impressive because in this channel I started singing and singing and singing. I had music in the back, but I started channeling as I was writing the light codes. I started channeling and singing and chanting. And when I finished, I was just crying and crying because I felt so much love. I mean, it was like an immense love when I did this. And it has happened in some of the channelings I've done, that I can feel that vibration in all my body. So whenever I turn in an art piece, it's very nice to hear how the people, she used to say, like, I can feel it like all in my house. And when people arrive to my house, they say, wow, I can feel it. They feel the vibration because it's a frequency. It's Yeah, it's a dynamic frequency, like yeah, like sound. But these little symbols, they have a vibration. And what they do is, they activate your DNA, your dormant DNA. So I say that the light language, or the light codes, are, well, to me, it's like a language from the soul. So it is your spirit speaking through this vibration, through these frequencies, that they connect you with consciousness, they connect you with well-being, they connect you with all the light. They activate your body to it's like, to me, I say, to turn in the light, to turn on the light.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. If you
So
want, I
I'm
can.
going to ask people afterwards, as you stare into this image. I know the people on Clubhouse can't see it, but maybe you can tune into the image, what you're feeling as you tune into it. Is that the same image you're showing us?
Yeah,
Painting,
but that is
painting?
kind of like the process. And
Mm.
I would love to share this, that it is it was like the process that I followed to do this. And this is without the light codes.
Oh, okay. The heart in the middle looks 3D. It looks like it's jumping off the
Yes, I know.
page. Yeah.
And
Looks
here
looks like a
I want to
crystal, actually.
stop. Yeah, I want to
Mm.
stop in this image.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to describe just a little bit what we're seeing. It is this part of the process. I love it because it's the activation. So it is, to me, it is very important because it's like putting a seal, like the gift of the it is like the gift of this artwork, because I activated, I put my crystals, and obviously all this, the way that I put them, and it's like a grid, and they activate. I follow the channel. I follow the information that my guides give me to do the greeting of the with the crystals. And I start downloading all the light from the sun. um I have to tell you that all this process, I started doing it intuitively. And I understood what they were telling me, like, you have to infuse your artwork with the the codes that come from the sun, the codes that, like, this light that comes in and activates also the art piece. And it is like, it to me, it is like an expansion with the crystals. So they have a very, very strong energy. After that, what I do, is I'm going to go to the next
So
image.
describing those images that you're showing us, what would you say as you describe them?
What was my feeling, you say?
No, the description. So what Mariana was showing us was the painting with crystals on the painting. And then there was this light shaft coming down from the sun that she's captured in a photograph, like going straight into a big, was it an amethyst, like pyramid crystal, big amethyst?
No, they're called Andara crystals.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a very, very strong energy. So I've been working with them since 2017, more or less. And they have like this capacity to bring in the light and download it and expand it, so what you were seeing, it was this ray of light going right into the middle, and sometimes I take a picture and sometimes they appear and sometimes they don't, so it's like most of the time they say, okay, take a picture. I listen, okay, take a picture now. So I take pictures and I get this light coming from the sun,
From the
sometimes
sun,
with rainbows, sometimes with orbs, sometimes with different rainbow lights. I'm going to show you, like, in a while, how the light splits into different rays of colors, and those are the light codes. That's the information that is coming from the sun, that very down to the earth and down to I also anchor it to the earth. So it is a very interesting process. Right now in this picture, I'm showing another picture with the same image, the Adirondack heart, and I am infusing with my hands. I'm I don't know, placing my hands over the artwork, and that way I connect also, and I started channeling, all the information. And a little bit after, I got all the light codes, and I start reprinting them with painting. Okay. And I sorry. Okay, now let's see if someone feels something special on this image. It is the artwork all finished, infused with the light codes, and that was like the final art piece.
Beautiful.
That it was turned in.
Brandon says here, I feel a flame on my heart just by your sharing. Beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, to me it's very special. And I have also other artwork.
This color
I'm going to show. Yeah.
The turquoise color.
The most, I think, my print or my seal or my signature are the colors. I love making like these bright colors. I mean, to me, it's like a lot of my personality is like that. I'm very, like bright colors. So I love it. This is a heart, and it was a code. And you can see here, there is an image of two birds, two hummingbirds, and they are like, I don't know if it is correct, but interwired, or, well, and all of the surrounding is light codes. So for the people that is watching, there are many different kind of letters. I call them symbols or light coding, and every single letter or symbol is it represents like library of information. So whenever this was a code, but whenever I turn in the code for the person that asked me for after a therapy, I do a personal light code. I put the light code over the person of the over the heart of the person, and what my guides told me to do is like match it with the vibration of the person, so it is very nice to see how the person feels the vibration. It is amazing how you can feel the vibration. And here I'm going to go forward because I look at this.
Jill says here, do light codes tell a story?
Yes, they do. They do tell a story. And but I want to make something very, very punctual. Sometimes the story is going to happen after. So they have a story, and I think they get to the person that needs to be activated or needs to be awakened or needs to have something that moves its energy, or their energy, to move forward. Like once you get a light code, like a personal light code, something is going to unblock or heal or vibrate different or be activated, or something is going to happen after you get a light code, especially like a person light code after a healing session, because it is all this vibration that helps your DNA, your dormant DNA, to wake up, to connect you with consciousness, to it has a genetic potential, and it has a spiritual potential, and it activates and help you to wake up, to unblock, to release like programming, to release sickness, to release many things that they are not serving you in that moment, and you're ready to let go. So I think that is the story.
Everyone tuning into this transmission and seeing the light codes or just listening to you, they're going to be different after this, right, Mariana?
I hope so. Yes.
They're going to have an upgrade in their multi-dimensional abilities.
Yeah, something, that it is a multi-dimensional language. It is a multi-dimensional language that is understood by everyone at a soul level. I mean, everyone can feel it, even though if they say, "Oh no, I don't feel it," but this artwork that we're seeing right now, it was done for a meeting room of a very economic girl, well, a financial enterprise, and she asked me to do it for her meeting room, and I say, okay, fine. And when she received it, it was, oh, it's great, I love it. And afterwards, she wrote to me that she had the best projects, that it was amazing how all the difficulties were more fluent, like people was easier, like she had been getting like all these new projects, and a very like all the economy moved in her office. And when I channeled like the message that I had to turn in, it says all the people that have connection with this picture is going to activate or wake up or connect to consciousness, connect to their heart. It is for the people that is not watching. It is an orange background, which was the color of this company. And what they told me, it is full of these beautiful round spheres or balls, like in many many colors. And if you zoom into one of them, it's like a universe, it's like a multiverse. So the story of this art piece, it was a universe or multiverse, and that every single sphere is a different possibility, that it is in a whole universe. So the light codes here in this one, you cannot see them because it is very big. It was very big. It was a triptych, but they were so soft, but this lady told me that everyone in the room wanted to sit in front of this art piece. so
Beautiful.
so it is very interesting what happens after one piece of this arrives to an office or to a home, or
Yeah.
it has a lot of
We should
energy.
we should put them in Parliament, shouldn't we? What was that big symbol in the corner there? It looked like two circles. Was it the
This one,
Yeah, yeah. What's that?
that was the logo of the company.
Oh, that's their
The company
logo.
logo.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
And when she said, "Oh, something I want," she asked me for an artwork, and she said, "I want something like sacred geometry," and I was like, "No way! In your meeting room?" I mean, I think it's very very strong, sacred geometry with codes
Yeah,
for a meeting room. So I
yeah,
say, let me. And when she was saying all this, I was like, I saw her logo, and I say, okay, I got the image. I'm going to propose. I don't usually do it, but like, it was a big, big room. It has to be filled with this triptych. So I
yeah,
say, okay, this is a little bit of what I saw in my head. I'm going to do this. And I did a little, sketch.
yeah.
And I say, it is kind of like this, but don't worry, you're going to like it. So she
Beautiful.
trusted, thankfully.
Freya says
And
here, healing art that transforms and uplifts people. Hope this is the future of art. Yeah,
I thank
absolutely.
you so much. That
Wouldn't
is
it be
beautiful.
amazing to put it in Parliament, all this sort of like activating people's heart chakra, like put it in the halls of Parliament and in offices, in court cases and
I
courthouses and stuff
wish.
like that. We're going to open it up to questions now, Mariana.
Okay,
And
sure.
would anyone like to share what they're experiencing? There's a few things here. Naomi says, so beautiful. I'm feeling loving, peaceful, powerful energy from the paintings. I think I read up Brandon feeling a flame of heart. We answered that question. Yeah, Freya says she can see opalescence in the spider web in the light.
Yes. Yeah.
Anybody got any
This,
questions? Yep, this.
I do, but I don't have a raised hand, so tell me when you're ready.
Yeah, ready. Go for it, Susie.
ready?
We're
Yeah,
ready.
Yes.
Mariana, this is absolutely spectacular, and I I I want to know if there's a difference, because I studied sacred geometry with the template for like 10 years, and then with Drinville and Melchizedek, and when I was creating sacred geometry, it was it I had to change. I was changing. I couldn't I couldn't draw the flower of life without it imploding inside of me. And then Drendelo says everything that's made ever has to go through sacred geometry. So
Yes.
so yeah, just talk about that. That is, I mean, I'm just enthralled with your art. Just magnificent.
Thank you so much, Susie.
Thank you, Susie.
What I have to say, talking about my experience, is that I felt so drawn to do sacred geometry. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know how to draw it. I didn't know, but I was like so into it, and I understand that it is part of my soul background. That I've always worked with sacred geometry in another levels or in a parallel lives, or but it always have got me. So everything has to do with sacred geometry, like all the patterns, like our cells, like the first two cells of our parents that were in when we were conceived. It is sacred geometry how they start reproducing, and the flower of life, and the seed of life, and all these geometries. The flower of life, they say, is the beginning of the creation. So everything has to do with sacred geometry. It unfolds from there. So like you can go and see, the way our cells develop, or in nature, how perfect is nature, and we can see sacred geometry with nature. So
yeah,
everything has to do with sacred geometry.
Well, John below Melchizedek says, when you break anything down to its smallest part,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the 5 platonic solids.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's just so fascinating. I fell in love with sacred geometry, and seeing yours, it's just awesome, just brilliant, and
Yeah.
it does shift your life when you meditate on spinning or any kind of sacred geometry. It shifts your life. So thank you so much for your presentation. Beautiful.
Thank you. It does, and whenever on what you're saying is, whenever you meditate with the Merkaba, it's amazing. It's your light vehicle. You can go anywhere.
Absolutely. That's our little spaceship.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Thank you,
Beautiful.
Susie.
Yeah. Thank you so much for presenting. This was just magnificent. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Brandon says here, how do I get a personalized light code message?
If you want, I can give you my email, and he can write to me, and of course we can work one for him.
Perfect. Sorry, I'm trying to find the links to your Instagram to pop in the chat here. I'm just going through
okay.
I'm going through it. Does anyone else have any the light showing up is incredible. More of that, please. Yes, Jude, I agree. Can someone post here how to find? Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody else? Oh, Carol, you've got your hand up, don't you?
Thank you, Karen. Okay. And Mariana, this was, I don't know what words to use. I could go through the dictionary with all, I don't know which one to choose, one word to choose, but I could go through the dictionary with all the positive words, right? So is this is coming through you to raise, what I'm also getting is to raise the level of consciousness on this planet.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the conscious, you're talking about the consciousness.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Is to raise that level, of consciousness, And some of those are in the crop circles as well. Some of those, that sacred geometry is in the crop circles in, I think, well, I'm coming from England, so I know they're in England, but I'm sure they're in other places. They come up with they turn up in other places around the world. But I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to raise us up. This is in the knowledge book. I'm in 7 groups. They're all on Zoom, but the only group I get together with is this knowledge book, and this is in the knowledge book. This is Mrs. Chorak in Turkey, and she's in touch with the beings. Okay,
Wow.
and they're saying, stop warring, stop playing around with nuclear weapons, and stop destroying the environment. Right? It's ready to go
Yeah.
up to high levels, stop negative thinking. So this is what. And
Yes.
then in the knowledge book, it talks about art as well. It talks about art, as a sacred, as a sacred. What's the name? But thank you, Mariana. That's just beautiful.
Thank you so
Really
much.
lovely. Yeah,
Carol.
consciousness. Yeah. Okay, my dear, that's it.
This is what it does. This is what the light codes and all this information brings. It's like the message is bringing the light, and so we can raise consciousness in the planet, in the places, like in the countries. So, and that is how I started. I still do it whenever I go to some different country or to some place that I am drawn to do, to leave some crystals there, to bring in the light, to by bringing in the light with the codes, we're anchoring light and consciousness in our planet. So that is part of my mission. So, and I love doing this artwork, because I know that the place where this artwork goes, it is going to expand this consciousness or this love or this light. So that is my, that really is my, I guess, my mission,
Beautiful. Yeah. The mission. Freya, did you want to come on camera and say what you've written here?
Sorry, say
Did
that
you
again?
want Did you want to say to Mariana what you've written in the chat here?
Well, I can. Yeah, because I can't formulate a question. So I basically, what did I say? I said, well, I'm fascinated by sacred geometry, and I'm a singer, so I love light language or anything mystical. I do lots of chanting. So I said, feeling very open and inspired by these gorgeous artworks. I've been to the pyramids in Egypt and Mexico. The impossible engineering and sacred geometry intrigue and fascinate me. Thank you for re-inspiring me to explore this realm. And yeah, thank you, Mariana, because your artworks, I think you just reminded me that I think I have a fear of, I kind of walk this line between being completely out there and completely mundane. I have a child with autism, and it's really made my life very small and isolated. And so these artworks are reminding me that you can use your imagination, and you don't even have to leave the house. You can just kind of go out there into that realm without traveling. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, darling one. Thank you. Liliana, did you want to say something?
Yes, I would like to share, if possible. I am very lucky. I have two of Mariana's paintings, and one of them you can see behind me is a flower of light, and the flower, and it has a very beautiful title. It's called Joy, Light, and Color Vibrating in Love, because Mariana also gives you like a channeled message, especially for you when you get one of her paintings. And I just want to say that I have it in my room, in my bedroom. At the beginning, the first 3 nights, I couldn't sleep because it was a lot of energy. Then the painting and I kind of bonding, and we bonded, and I love my painting. And when I go into meditation, it's like it really takes you in. It's beautiful. So thank you, Mariana, for doing this. And thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, beautiful.
My honor. Thank you, Lily.
Beautiful. Well, if nobody else has any questions, we might.
I do. I have 2 more.
2 more.
Can I jump in again?
Yeah, jump in. Where are you?
Yeah.
There you are.
So Mariana, are you ever surprised at how it comes out? I mean, some of your stuff reminded me of some of my, when I'm using dyes and stuff on cloth. And opening day is like, I'm always just like so thrilled that it came out cooler than I thought it was going to. So are you surprised when your finished product is there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go, I don't like this color. Well, just trust, and I
Yeah.
start pouring like the colors and putting some water or texture or stuff. And I say, I know that now I know, but probably before at the beginning, I I was like harder on me, like saying, oh, you should do this or you should do that. Now I know it is a very intuitive process, and I just trust, and I don't know that everything is coming up. It's perfect.
Beautiful.
And I think the when I finished all this, the art is like, yay. I loved it.
Yeah.
And something, so many times it happened to me. I feel very fortunate because so many times when I show it to the client, or the person that asked me for it, that commissions the artwork, they say, wow. Sometimes they cry, sometimes they say, oh, it is so strong, or sometimes they just go speechless. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you. She loved it.
Yeah.
Okay. Or they loved it. Okay, good. So
Beautiful.
I trust.
I got
I
one.
trust now.
I got one more question.
Yes.
On Gaia TV, Emery Smith has a guy come on there, and he's seen like lots and lots of ETs. And he says one of the things that the other extraterrestrial races are coming to, what they want for from our planet to trade, is they love our art. And you should like get with Gaia TV or Emery Smith, because this stuff, they will relate to this. This is high frequency stuff. This is awesome.
Okay, I'm ready to do that.
Good,
Thank
good,
you.
good.
Thank you for the
Thanks again.
information. I'm going to write.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the other thing they trade for is beer. They really like our beer. Crazy, crazy
Okay.
ETs on our beer. Anyway, Mariana, this was just precious. I'm so grateful. Very,
Thank you
very
so
grateful.
much,
You've
Susie.
inspired me.
I've
Thank you.
I've
Thank you.
popped the links in the chat for your Instagram and your Facebook page, but I don't know
Thank
how
you.
to say it. Can you just tell people what it's called? What's your Facebook page called? Condigos
It is
de...
códigos
Yeah.
de luz y sanación. Light codes and healing.
Light codes and healing. Oh, that's how you say
Yes.
light codes and healing in
Yeah.
Spanish. Beautiful. And it's the
Yeah.
same on Instagram. I think you've got two Instagrams. What's
Yes.
the other
Yeah.
Instagram
The
called?
Instagram is light codes and healing in English, and
Okay.
códigos de luz y sanación.
Okay. Light codes and healing.
Thank you, Lily. Liliana just write it on the chat.
Great.
Thank you so much.
So Susie's going to sing us a song now, but stay online with us,
Thank
because
you.
after we finish the recording and the live, we'll have a little discussion just with the group here on Zoom. But so stay with us, please, Mariana and
Yes,
Susie.
sure. Thank you so much.
What have you got to share with us tonight?
Well, I've got two songs that I can't decide, but there's so many colors here. I thought I'd do true colors, but I just did that one. So I'm going to do I See the Light. It was in Rapunzel in the Disney show, and I think it'll fit in here.
Thank you.
All those days watching from our windows, all those years outside looking in, all of the time never even knowing just how blind we've been. Now I am here and I'm blinking in your starlight. Now I'm here and suddenly I see, standing here, it's oh so clear, it's where I'm meant to be. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog is lifted, And at last I see the light, and it's like the sky's new. And it's warm and real and bright, and this world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything looks different now that I see you. All those days chasing down a date, all those years living in a blur, all that time never truly seeing things the way they were. Now you are here, shining in your starlight. Now you're here, and suddenly I know if you're here, it's crystal clear. It's where I'm meant to go. And at last I see the light, and it's like a fog has lifted. And at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is new. And it's warm and real and bright, and this world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything is different now that I see you. Now that you see me, now that we are a we.
Oh, that is so beautiful. What a fabulous song. That is just
Isn't that a good
absolutely,
song?
yeah.
Thank you. I love
Thank
it.
Lanique said that too. Love this song. That's beautiful. Where's that song from, Susie?
It's from Tangled. It's Disney's story about Rapunzel with her hair
Yes.
down. Oh my God, it's a great little show. And uh-oh, my internet's unstable. I'll probably disappear again. But yeah, Rapunzel sings it to Flynn, and then Flynn sings it back, and I just love it. And Sheila loves it too. She loves it when I sing that song.
Yeah, it's a
So thank you,
beautiful
thank
song.
you.
Thank you, honey one. Thank you, thank you. And thank you again, Mariana, for sharing your amazing artwork with us today, depending on where you are in the world. It's been just beautiful. And thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sheila, that she will see this later. Thank you to everyone that connected, and to the people that is going to watch it another day. Thank you so much. And if you're interested, you can write me, call me, and I'll be more than glad to share this with you. Thank you
want to
so
just
much.
share your email with
Yeah.
people? What is your email?
Yeah, it's códigos de luz y sanación and in Spanish at gmail.com. If you want, Lily, can you help me? Hold on. Yeah, over there.
Well, you can get
Gmail?
in contact. You can get in contact with either Sheila or I, and through Facebook or any of the groups that we are facilitating, and we can share Mariana's links with you, and hopefully Mac will put the links under the shows on all on the platforms. Thank you again, Mariana.
Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you.